Hello everyone. My aim today was to produce antimony trisulfide because from the antimony trisulfide I want to make the so-called glass of antimony. And the problem is I'm not having stibnite, that's normally antimony trisulfide, as a starting material. So I'm just having a few blocks of very pure antimony metal, so 99.999 or something like that. So I wanted to convert the antimony metal into basically the mineral stibnite, so antimony 3 sulfide. And that's what I have done today by simply melting together the powdered antimony with sulfur in the ratio 1 to 4. So 1 part antimony, 4 parts of sulfur. And here is the result of it. So that's the result of the melt. That's the antimony powder that I'm having here. So let's check it out. As you can see, there are still some droplets here, for example, and here. This is still antimony metal that has not reacted, but basically a lot of that stuff has reacted and it has successfully formed antimony trisulfide, which I'm really happy about. This stuff is really brittle, so you can easily break it. Actually having much more of that stuff. And the next step will be to purify it. So that means to separate the remaining antimony metal that's still in there and the antimony 3 sulfide. So I will convert it to the so-called kermes mineral and then further on process it to the glass of antimony. I just want to give you a few tips if you're playing around with that stuff too. So I had two different types of crucibles. So for example, this is an AL203 crucible, and this here is a quartz crucible, and the quartz crucible is much better because you know it's very resistant against cracking. So this type of crucible, they require a really even temperature everywhere, then they will be fine. But you know, if you have some hot spots and some cold spots somewhere, these Corund crucibles, they will simply crack, you know, and then you have a mess in the stove and blah blah. It's just shitty. So for the future, I will just use these quartz crucibles because they are really good and they are not so sensible to temperature and cracking, you know. They don't create a mess in the stove. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, by the way, that's the ore crusher here that I have built today. Actually, I intended to build this since a long time. It's pretty useful. So if you have some blocks, like for example the antimony metal, it's very brittle. So you give it in there, you hit it with this device and give it a couple of hits, and it's powder, yeah. And I can use it also for other minerals to simply powder them. Yeah, straightforward. I wanted to also show you my little poor man's furnace here that I've made myself. So far I did run it maybe 10-15 times, and you see that now it starts to fall apart, but it did really a good job so far. And it was totally inexpensive to build. So basically it consists out of two cans, a small can and a larger can, and simply a tube here where I blow the mixture of propane gas and compressed air inside. And basically between the two cans, there is, I think I used some sort of ceramic as an insulator. Yeah, you can see that now it starts to fall apart, but you know, for a couple of euros I can make a new one. And yeah, did really a good job so far.